You know, whenever I see a small challenge that can improve my discipline or just improve me in any of the realms, in any of the desires of the human mind, whether it is health, wealth, or relationships, I always want to take it. If it leads me to some kind of a growth in the long term, then sure, I will pursue it, no matter what. I will just stop, not think about any of the negative emotions, any of the negative thoughts, like, for example, oh no, I don't want to do this right now. Mom, I don't want to go and pick up the trash. It's like 7 p.m. I always just let go of those thoughts for like the first minute. And then after that, when my emotions neutralize, I just go forward with life. And I think to myself how awesome of a person I am. I try to get into the frequency of being the best possible version of myself. And that's where I succeed the most. And recently, as I was talking to a few of my friends online, they made this post saying stuff like, uh, it was about women basically, and about social intelligence. And the dude heavily talked about how we should call approach women more often in the gym, and especially those like 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because they don't get approached that oftenly, actually. Meaning that even if you are that guy who literally cold approaches her, literally in real life, you have more balls than those thousands of people than that just message her online without even showing showing her how they look like in the first place. And so, on the same day that I read this, I was going to the gym, and so I wanted to implement this knowledge ASAP. And so, as I went there, I was getting more and more confident by the second, but a lot of fear was building up inside of me. You see, I have cold approach a bunch of times in the past, but yeah, I never really did it that often. I know that I talk about like goal approaching heavily on my channel from time to time, like how you should do it and how it is very profitable. And I even give like all of the different benefits that it can give you. But I just truth be told, I never really did it myself. Sure, I cold approach a few women in the past, but that didn't lead anywhere, but I did try, and my social intelligence has gotten way better ever since then. And so I just decided, why not? This can be like my optional daily challenge, like, my side quest that I can just do that can help me for the long term. And so, as I went there and I got there, I was thinking about this one woman that I met there like 3 weeks ago, and oh boy, was she fine as hell. And I was like, dude, I know I'm gonna I know I'm gonna meet her at some point. So I need to level up my social intelligence before that happens. And so as I was scanning my surroundings, I was doing my pulse for my back. I was scanning the area. I was basically like stretching before the exercise. I was looking around for potential bad. No, I'm not gonna say it like that. I was scanning the surroundings for some pretty beautiful girls, and there were some, don't get me wrong, but yeah, there weren't any top quality seeing out there. Like, no offense, of course, they were still beautiful and all, but they just weren't what I was looking for. And so I just decided to go with the best one over there. And she just so happened to be like, okay, I don't want to use the numbers because they may sound offensive, of course, but she was like a 6.5 out of 10 when it comes to my preferences. In some other dude's eyes, she could be like a 10 out of 10, which is completely fine with me. And I'm not saying that uh, outside beauty is everything, of course, but she just so happened to be also on the machine that I was going to work out on. That is that is a critical part of my workout routine when it comes to the gym. It's basically like the back pull down, right? Like you basically reach out your arms into the sky and then you grab it with your hands as if you were going to, break it, and then you slowly pull it down towards yourself until it like reaches your chest, and then you slowly, repeat that, right? She was on that machine. And so I just decided, yeah, why not? I I'm gonna make this conversation last until 2 minutes and it's gonna be incredible. But then, as I took a drink of water and I prepared myself for it mentally, two of her friends came around. One of one of them was a girl and the other one was a guy. and I immediately realized what was going on. She had a boyfriend. Okay. But I still wanted to take that challenge. I wasn't just gonna, sit there idly, just like staring at her from, you know, the background, just looking at her like a sniper. Just like, not even going to ask her like how many sets she has left. No, my friend. I still went there, even with her two friends around. So I went there and I asked her, "Hey, how many do you have left?" Reps, of course. And she was like, "Oh, I still have two left." And I was like, "Okay, cool." And she was like, "Oh, do you want to switch? I'm actually resting right now." And I was like, "Yeah, sure, of course." And she was smiling the entire time. Of course, I could tell that she was a very positive person in general. But like, yeah, that made me feel so good about myself. Of course, I didn't want to continue the conversation when I easily could have. But basically, she had her boyfriend right there, like literally less than a meter away from me, and her other friend like 2 meters away from me. Yeah, I didn't want to disturb them in the first place. And yeah, of course, the boyfriend, yeah, if he sent something, yeah, I just don't know what kind of a guy he could have been. Maybe he would have got like mad and he could have like started beating me. You just never know. Of course, the boyfriend is a good guy, and I could tell it from a mile away, like after that. Because, I just took one look at him and you can just tell that he's a positive person. But whatever, I got the spot at my machine, I got my workout done, and then after I was done with the machine, she wasn't. No, she actually was done with the machine after I finished. Yeah. So I told her that it's okay now. You can go there whenever you want now. And she was like, okay. And that was the end of it. And now, what were the benefits that I gained from this? More confidence, more social intelligence, not just that, but also a bonus friend that I could rely on in the future. Of course, she's a gym person, meaning that she's more advanced than the other women out there on the streets. So, of course, she is a little wiser than them, of course. What other benefits? Yeah, I could also network with her friends that were over there in the future if I needed them for something. And yeah, it was just a lot of benefits that I gained from that day. It was just a giant XP boost. Imagine if I never went there and didn't take the challenge. My self-confidence would go down because of course I wouldn't do it in the first place. I would just chicken out and stuff like that. I would have way less social intelligence. And yeah, even if it was just like level 1 call not cold exposure, cold approach, it was still something. And I'm proud of it. And that's exactly what you should be. It doesn't matter how much you suffer in the moment. You always must push through. You never lose something. So that's why you should always go and pursue it. Even if I got, rejected. Like, even if she literally said to me, "Hey, can't you see that I have a boyfriend over here?" I would still take that as a win. Because, of course, uh, maybe that would like signalize me being needy or something. Or it could be just her personality. Whatever. I could now tell it because of this loss. You understand what I'm trying to say? You never lose anything. And most likely, oh, I'm probably gonna encounter her many times in the future. But still, I will. Most likely that's not gonna happen all that much, so I will never like lose anything. And probably she will even forget me like the next time that I show up at the gym. You never know. What matters is that you went there anyway. Your ego didn't get in the way. You decided to reject the ego and you decided to embrace the long term. You decided to embrace something beautiful that that was gonna bring you growth for the long term. You decided to embrace God instead, and you decided to break all of the awkwardness, and you decided to break all the ice. Good job. I am so proud of you, and you gained all of these awesome benefits that will truly help you in the future. Good job, my friend. You never lose anything. It's just your ego convincing you that there are things that are good or bad in this or on this world. Because the truth be told, everything is one actually. Polarity is just an illusion that exists in our third dimensional realm. that we are confined in. Meaning that when you step above the fourth dimensional realm, and of course, God is above all of the illusions, and you can do this through connection with God, for example, then you will realize that every loss is a win. When you just take your time to just relax after every single loss and connect with God and ask Him for guidance, when you just like close your eyes and you start meditating for a long time, and when you finally start to hear Him because you cancel out all of the noise, then everything will become clear to you and every loss will turn into a win because all of that quote negative unquote negative energy will after a while go away. It will just, it is like boiling water, right? it All of that energy will eventually be converted and it will vaporize and it will go away. And then after that, after you cool down your pot, you can finally start the winning process. And that's exactly what you can do by connecting with God. You can never lose anything. You will just lose something in the current moment that you're angry. It's gonna convince you, and right now I mean ego, by making you mad and making you feel all of these negative emotions that you are not winning, but you must discipline yourself to not overreact in the physical realm. You can be however you want to be mad in the mental realm, that doesn't matter. What matters is that you just stand there, you reflect on your actions, and you just wait for God to arrive by closing your eyes and by meditating on the peace around you, not judging your surroundings and not responding to them. And you connect with the best possible version of yourself that you can become in this life, and then you respond, and then you reply by acting like him, by taking that loss as a win. So that's exactly what you must do when a new challenge comes your way. Even if you do fail, you still have God by your side who will turn that loss into a win. You never lose anything, so always go for the greater challenge. If you want to learn about healthy mindsets that will guarantee success in the long term and in the short term by mending your mental health and bringing you on the right path, no matter what, no matter the life tests, no matter the goal, then I highly suggest that you should go check out Timeless Readers Mindsets in the description. It is truly something life changing, and you would be an absolute fool to miss out, especially with the discount that is happening over there right now. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching this video, and remember, no one is better at being you